turn off the heat. You can use this kind of pan. Then you want to add a little bit of the oil, just a tiny bit. I know that seems like a lot, but what you want to do is you want to cover all of, the bottom. So now you get your rice, and I usually do about a cup, 2 cups, depending on how many people. I'm gonna spread it out. I'm gonna make about a cup and a half. So spread it all the way out, and then now to me this is probably the most frustrating part. You wanna just toss it around, flat, and then you basically just wait for it to turn brown. I have it on medium, not too high, not too low, and just wait for it to cook. Now while that's cooking, you saw that I speeded up a little bit. You want to turn your water high heat, and I usually, where's my cup? You can use any cup, but I like specific cups because of measurements. So you wait, let it heat up, check your rice, see how it's getting a little brown. It's no longer white, it's just good, it's still not cooked yet. Okay, so the water's freaking hot. I'm gonna fill this up all the way, just so I have enough. There's that. Bring it over here, and then check your rice again. Now it's getting really dark. That's good. We want that. We want that darkness. Okay, so that's good. So people do this part differently, but you wanna. Sorry if I take forever. You want to get this thing, and I'm going to do 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to cook it with the rice. Just cook it in there. Spin around. Real quick, I meant 1 tablespoon, not teaspoon of this. Not too long, okay? And then after that, put the water in, let it. See, the water's hot, and now it's boiling. We're going to turn this down to low, and I'm going to add about a little bit more, just for a flavor purpose, because the water's going to cook out the saltiness. Now for the cumin, you really don't have to add much, maybe like a teaspoon. If you want less, if you don't like the flavor, you really don't have to add it at all. But I like the flavor. This is the only time you're going to do mixing. You're just going to mix it once, and then you leave it alone. So while that's going, I want to fill up a whole cup again. I'm not going to put the whole thing, probably not, but just be ready. Then set it aside and have a top ready to go on top. I let it cook out the first time, and we really just sit, and I'll show you when the water goes down. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like before you add the next cup. You just leave it. So I came back. You see how it's bubbling? That's good, but that means there's still water in there. We want it to keep bubbling, but we want it to have less water. So you see, the rice is still hard. That's okay. This is what we want. So we just wait a little bit longer. Okay, now you see how there's less bubbles? Alright, now we're ready for the water. So we drop the water in. Do not, I repeat, do not mix it. Now we're just cooking it again. This time, I'm going to cover it. So we just leave it there to cover. See how I didn't use all the water. Okay, so let's, I don't usually do this, but just to show you, uncovering it. See how it's a little thicker, huh? And less hard. That's a good thing. Now, I just showed you how it looks like. We don't want to add water. I know it looks hard, but I'm gonna cover it, turn the sucker off, put it in the back, and let the steam finish cooking it. You don't want to overcook it because then it becomes all smushy. After it cools down and everything, I'll show you what it looks like. And that's what it looks like when it's finished.